Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be solving a radical equation. We have x square root of x equals x plus the square root of x. So we have x and its square root being multiplied and added, and we get the same answer. How is that possible? Let's find out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to solve this equation in a couple different ways. I'll probably present two methods at least, I'm thinking. If I can come up with a third method in the meantime, I'll let you know. But I'm pretty sure if I don't, then you'll let me know. Anyways, so here's my first method. I'm going to go ahead and put the square root of x together. So let's subtract. This is my first method, by the way. And let's go ahead and put the square root of x on the left-hand side. So subtract square root of x. And then our goal is to get rid of the radical, but I'm going to do it by factoring first. Square root of x times x minus 1 equals x, and then I'm going to isolate. So at this point, again, there's a 1b and 1a. You can square both sides, or you can isolate square root of x and then square both sides. No big deal, since we're going to cross multiply anyways. Let's just square both sides. Okay, that's going to be less trouble, hopefully. So square this and square that. Now, when squaring both sides, you have to be careful, because you may be introducing extraneous solutions, roots that are not solutions to the original equation. Make sense? For example, 3 squared is the same as negative 3 squared, but 3 does not equal negative 3. So by squaring, Desmos does it again. By squaring both sides, you're actually turning a false equation into a true equation. Make sense? So now, let's square everything. X times x minus 1 squared equals x squared. Now let's go ahead and distribute here. X times x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals x squared. And then x cubed minus 2x squared plus x equals x squared. Let's put everything on the same side. X cubed minus 3x squared plus x is equal to 0. You could also do the following. When you put everything on the same side, without distributing, you could factor out an x and then go with that. You're going to get the same thing, because we're going to factor x anyways, right? Because x is a common factor. So we can get x times x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0 from here. Awesome. This is cubic, but x is factored out, so we get a linear times a quadratic, which is very easy to solve. Let's go ahead and solve each equation separately. One thing to always keep in mind, because we squared both sides, we have to check our work. What happens if you cube both sides? You don't have to. I mean, it's always a good idea to check your work if you have time. But anyways, let's go ahead and find the solutions from here. X equals 0 is a solution for now, at least. X squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0 gives us, from the quadratic formula, negative b plus minus the square root of b squared, which is 9 minus 4ac, which is 9 minus 4, 5. That's the square root of 5 divided by 2. Does this smell like golden ratio or it's square? Something like that, right? If you think about it, you'll find out. Okay. So we can basically take the square root of this number to find out what it looks like. And you'll be surprised. So those are the solutions. But again, we have to check our work with the original equation. What is the original equation? X square root of x minus square root of x equals x. Or x square root of x equals x plus square root of x. This is the very original one, right? Okay, first of all, do we have any negative solutions? Let's check. 3 plus root 5 over 2 obviously is not negative, right? What is going on, Desmos? I mean, notability. Sorry, Desmos, no offense. The other solution might be negative, but it's not, because 3 is greater than square root of 5. Think about it. This is the square root of 9, right? Obviously, that's much greater. So they're both positive, so we're all good in that sense. But that's not good enough, because you kind of have to check and make sure that everything is satisfied. For example, here you took out the square root of x, and that kind of means that x must be positive, but also other conditions may apply. Let's just check it out. It's not too hard. It's not too bad, right? Well, 0 is easy to check. Obviously, x equals 0 checks. What about 3 plus root 5 over 2? So we're going to find the square root of this number anyways. Let's go ahead and find the square root of this number. That is square root of x, right? If we go with the positive solution. I mean the plus sign. So in order to square root this number, I have a nice trick. Hopefully you can use this. Multiply by 2, top and the bottom. If you recognize this is because 5 plus 1, and this is 5 times 1. So this can be written as square root of 5 plus 1 squared, and I can split them up like this. And this becomes square root of 5 plus 1, or I can write it as 1 plus root 5 divided by 2. But I'm going to stick with root 5 plus 1 because with the minus sign, it's probably going to be better if I keep it that way. Of course, if it happens to be that way, right? So this is square root of x. If I plug it in here, x times that, and what is x? 3 plus root 5 over 2, multiply by root 5 plus 1 over 2. Is that equal to 3 plus root 5 over 2 plus root 5 plus 1 over 2? Is that true? Let's go ahead and check it out. If you distribute, you get 3 root 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus root 5 divided by 4. And on the right hand side, you get 4 plus 2 root 5 over 2. Let's go ahead and simplify the left hand side, and if it matches the right hand side, this is 8, right? Oh, by the way, this can be written as 2 plus root 5. We can simplify it. And this one is 8 divided by 4, which is 2. 4 root 5 divided by 4 is root 5, and yes, they are equal. So that checks. What about 3 minus root 5? You're probably going to realize it's also going to work, but if you think about the square root of this number, you're going to get, yes, root 5 minus 1 over 2. If you plug it into the original problem, x root x, which is going to be 3 minus root 5 over 2 times root 5 minus 1 over 2 equals, or is it equal to this number plus this number? Let's go ahead and check it out. It may not work, right? The product is going to give us, let's find out. This is minus 5, this is negative 3. That's going to be negative. So negative 3 minus 5, that's going to be negative 8. And then we get 3 root 5 plus root 5, that's going to be plus 4 root 5. Divide by 2, and this one is going to be 2 minus, well, root 5 cancels out, and you get 2 divided by 2, which is 1. But this is not 1, so 3 minus root 5 over 2 is not going to work. So we have to reject it. So we end up with two solutions, x equals 0 and x equals 3 plus root 5 over 2. The other solution did not work. Let's go ahead and quickly talk about the second solution. And I want to keep this video short, hopefully. So for our second method, here's what we're going to do. We're going to square both sides. Or we can actually, I have a better idea. How about, I came up with the third solution, but do you mind if I don't use the second one, or just call the third method second method? But it doesn't matter. I'm going to use substitution. That's kind of cooler. Square root of x equals u. This implies that x is equal to u squared, and x times square root of x obviously is going to be u squared times u equals u plus u squared, or u squared plus u, whatever. This is u cubed. Yay, this is nicer. Minus u squared minus u equals 0. Take out u. U squared minus u minus 1 equals 0. Do you smell the golden ratio? Hopefully you do. U equals 0, or u equals negative b, 1, plus minus, well, let's do the plus first. B squared minus 4ac, that's going to be a square root of 5 divided by 2, or u is equal to 1 minus root 5 over 2. So those are the u values, but what is u? Square root of x. Yay, okay, so this is square root of x. I'm going to have to square both sides. This is square root of x, I have to square both sides. And this is square root of x, so I have to square both sides. This gives me x equals 0. This gives me 3 plus root 5 over 2, as you know from before, right? We've done the work already. And the other one should give me 3 minus root 5 over 2, right? Okay. So those are the candidates, but are they all gonna work? Nope. They're not all gonna work, because again, we squared both sides by finding x, setting it equal to u squared, and it just did not work. So we have to come up with two solutions again. And this brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you next time with another video. Until then, be safe, take care, and bye-bye.